And joining us live in studio is Abby Monsanto, Elon's undergraduate anatomy foreman. Abby, can you tell us a little bit about what a foreman is?
Yeah, absolutely. So I kind of oversee all of my TTAPs, and I work really closely with our coordinator, Dr. Matthew Clark. He is actually the person who started the entire program, and so I just work really closely with him, and I kind of make sure the TTAPs program is running as it should.
Awesome. So for those who don't know, what is a TTAP?
Yeah, absolutely. It's we basically are like teaching assistants for the anatomy lab. Anatomy is such a big class. There's so much material to teach. So we kind of help out the professors. We a lot of times will teach the actual class while the professor spends time on dissection, progressive dissection with the students. We also do a lot of community outreach as well. We like to make sure that STEM activities are available to kids, students, all that kind of stuff. And we also have tutoring services as well for students.
That's awesome. So, Abby, how did you first get involved in this program?
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, this program is why I came to Elon. My goal is to become a surgeon eventually. And I remember I found out about the undergraduate anatomy program. I didn't necessarily know about the TTAPs, but I knew that we had human donors or silent teachers. And I saw that, and we are one of the very few undergraduate schools that do have human donors, and I immediately knew that's where I wanted to be. And then I, of course, came to campus, toured campus, fell in love with how beautiful it is, how nice everybody was. And so that's kind of how I got here. Then I took anatomy, and then I found out about the TTAPs, and it was just crazy to me the impact that my teaching assistant, my TTAP, had on me. And I knew that I wanted to be that person for other students, and I wanted to share my knowledge and like the fun facts that I had when I was taking anatomy, and make sure that the students that were taking anatomy could do really well with my tips and pointers and all of that stuff.
That's awesome. So I heard you say that Elon is one of the few schools kind of in this area with programs like these. What was it like for you first stepping into that lab, and how do you think it's helped you in your kind of academic journey?
Yeah, I will say anatomy is very intimidating at first, especially because you know that we have the silent teachers, and a lot of people haven't seen a human donor before in that context. So it was very intimidating for me to walk through those doors, but as soon as I stepped up to the gurney where we keep our donors, I was kind of taken aback with how amazing it is that this person donated their body and gave their life so that I could learn and I could have a better experience with anatomy. And ever since that moment, I have been a huge proponent of learning off of human donors for undergraduate anatomy, because now I'm going to go off to med school eventually, and I already have an amazing foundational knowledge of anatomy, and I'm already ahead of some of the students that I will be with in my medical school classes. So.
That's awesome. So these teachers, these silent teachers, they obviously are such a critical part of the program, and Elon actually does memorials for them every couple of months, semesters.
Yes.
Can you talk to us a little bit about what it's like going to those
Absolutely.
and seeing that process?
So the donor memorials are actually one of my favorite events that we do. It is during the fall donor memorials, they normally happen in December. And then our spring donor memorials happen in May. So I love going to these events because a lot of times we'll have former TTAPs who are successful in their career, whether that's PA, PT, doctor, anything like that. Or we'll also have families of the donors come and speak to us and kind of talk about who that person was and how they lived their life and all of their experiences and stuff like that, so that we don't just think about our silent teachers as a person laying in front of us. We think of them as a person walking the earth and a person who had an impact on others. And it's just really amazing to hear you're working on this person for an entire semester, and then to go and turn around and sit down and hear their wife or their sibling or someone talk about how important they were to them and the impact that they made on the world. It's absolutely amazing. And every time I wind up crying because it's just so moving. And I'm super excited for our donor memorial in December, and then of course our donor memorial in May as well.
That's really special.
Yeah.
So our last question, if there was a new student kind of looking to get involved with TTAPs, what advice would you give them?
Absolutely. I am a big proponent of dissection. So in order to be a TTAP, you have to have taken anatomy. And you have to do well in anatomy because you will be teaching the material. But I always like to look for people who get up and have initiative to go up and dissect or answer questions in class, or they're really involved in class, because that tells me that that person will be a good teacher to teach other students as well. So if someone's looking to get involved with TTAPs, first, of course, I would say take anatomy. And I would also say be ready to kind of step out of your comfort zone, because it is obviously strange that there's a human donor in front of you. But once you kind of get over that hurdle, it is absolutely amazing. And everything that I've learned from those human donors, our silent teachers, has been absolutely incredible.
That's amazing. Well, Abby, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We've really appreciated your time.
Thank you.